Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. So, why did I choose Titan Cameraman and Plunger Man for the thumbnail? And what do they have to do with the bonus scenes in Season 25, considering we last saw the Titan in Episode 74 and Plunger Man way back in Episode 70? The answer is pretty straightforward. If you noticed the key detail in this preview, you probably already have an idea of what I'm getting at. If not, stick around until the end of this video. I'm sure you'll enjoy what you hear. Also, in this video, I'll revisit the leak I showed in my previous upload, but didn't have time to analyze in detail. For those who don't know, it's an image of a person with part of a toilet near his neck. This might be connected to the stages of Skibidi infection. We'll break down how this could affect the plot and possibly influence Camerawoman's future actions. But that's not all. Season 25 will include several bonus scenes. One of the shorts already showed the interrogation of the lucky cameraman, revealing that the detective finally tracked down Boom. But that's clearly not the end of the story. I'm certain there's more to come. As for the other 6 bonus scenes, what exactly does Boom want to show us with such an abundance of content? You might think I already know the answer, but sorry to disappoint. I don't. However, I do have a few theories, some of which seem pretty plausible. Stick around and you'll soon understand why. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button if you want Titan Cameraman to appear in Season 25. Let's see how many of us are rooting for it. Anyway, here we go. Let's start with an interesting fact about one of Boom's characters. Have you ever wondered who the secret agent might be based on? Yes, it's clear that the character's traits and actions are reminiscent of G-Man from the game Half-Life. But I stumbled across something else, not related to his character, but his appearance. It seems like the model for the secret agent was inspired by Nero from Devil May Cry 5. In that game, Nero is a playable character who also appeared in the 4th installment of the series. I mean, come on, doesn't he look just like the secret agent if he dyed his hair? Plus, Boom even left a comment under Nero's Workshop mod on Steam. Fun fact, that comment was written back in 2021, long before the Skibidi series even existed. As for their personalities, they're completely different, so it doesn't make sense to draw any narrative parallels. But the visual resemblance is an intriguing observation. Now, as you remember, in my last video, I shared some leaks Mr. Boom personally sent me. One of them shows a part of a toilet near his neck. The key detail here is toilet parts. This is something new compared to what we've seen before. This leak might be showing us one of the stages of human infection. Just like with diseases that have different stages, infected people or animals could undergo gradual changes, weakening, losing hair, and so on. Think of zombie apocalypse movies, where humans slowly transform into walking corpses. A similar system might be at play here. This leak likely depicts the second stage of infection. Judging by the person's appearance, the first stage was probably shown in Episode 74. People become irrational, lose their ability to think logically, and their facial muscles stretch to the point where they can grin ear to ear. That's already a mutation because no normal human can do that. Then, as we see in the leak, something resembling a toilet appears. In the third stage, the person fully transforms into a toilet. Why is this important? First, it's pretty clear that wrapping up all the arcs from the previous seasons will require a lot of bonus scenes. For instance, the detective's arc, questions about what's happening to humans, and, of course, the potential reconciliation with the Skibidi Toilets. Camerawoman is a key character for this kind of story development. In Episode 73, Boom revealed that she's not just an agent, but a former lab worker. This brings up an interesting theory. What if we get to see some memories tied to her past? For example, what if we learn how the world's infection started? These memories could be shown through her personal tablet, like in Episode 73. It would give us more insight into the Skibidi Toilets, explain why humanity disappeared, and expand on Camerawoman's backstory. This would be an intriguing move by Mr. Boom. It all lines up. The leaked footage shows one of the stages of the Skibidi virus infection, and maybe one of these memories will be shown from Camerawoman's perspective. There's something else that caught my attention. Most likely the infected person shown is the very infected person that Camerawoman rescued in Episode 73. If you look closely, they look really similar. It seems like the infection will happen right at the agent's base. I can even guess that this might be an attempt to infect the others. However, seeing his former comrades, the infected person might stop and let the survivors go. So, one of the extra scenes could focus on humans. I'm pretty sure about this, at least based on the leaked footage. We'll talk more about Camerawoman today and gradually move on to the meaning behind the thumbnail. On top of that, there are going to be 6 more extra scenes this season, each with a lot of potential. The most obvious one is the detective scene. As we know, Boom released a short showing part of Season 25. In it, there was an interrogation of the lucky cameraman, where we learned the detective managed to figure out the secret agent's identity. But is that all for this scene? It's probably just part of it, like with the short about the TV men, which later turned out to be part of the full extra scene in the episode. Most likely the interrogation will continue, and the detective will try to uncover Boom's secrets. The possible scenarios could go like this. The detective might turn to the humans since they probably know something, or he might go to the SWAT Skibidi who had the secret agent's photo. Maybe he has more information than we realize. Now that the alliance between the coalition and the agents is official, SWAT could help his colleague uncover this mystery. After all, they're essentially in the same field, right? I covered this in more detail in another video where I analyzed the short. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. Another extra scene will likely involve TV Man Titan's plan. This ties into the short. Honestly, we never really found out what his plan was. It failed, and viewers were left wondering what TV Man was actually trying to do. Was his goal just to destroy the Toilet squad and steal their tech? What was Titan thinking? It all seems a bit off and illogical. It looks like Titan got too confident in his abilities and ended up as the Duchess's pawn. It would be interesting to learn more about his original plan, steps, and actions. Even in the full version of episode 77, Boom only slightly extended the short and cut off at the most interesting moment, the transition into the TV. That's likely where the full details of Titan's plan would have been revealed. Now let's talk about another possible scene with Camerawoman. Remember the moment in episode 77 when the POV cameraman saw her face for a split second? That hinted they knew each other before she became Camerawoman. This opens up the possibility of a flashback where we see more about their relationship. Without that context, it's unclear what role he played in her life and why he knows her. Considering that the POV cameraman from episode 77 isn't a character we're familiar with, but more of a standard large cameraman, there are 2 options. Either he'll become an important character with his story revealed, or this shows how well-known Camerawoman is among cameramen, even before her transformation into a robot. A flashback like this would add depth to her story. Right now, Camerawoman has become a symbolic leader of the cameramen, their main representative. This was clearly hinted at in episode 77, where one of her shots was highlighted and later used as a poster. Her importance in the series is growing, her character is becoming more complex, and it's unlikely Boom would miss the chance to tell us more about her. For example, we know Camerawoman worked closely with Plungerman, which also hints at her friendship with Titan. This is confirmed by the memory from episode 73, where she was with Titan. It's also clear that viewers miss Titan, just like Camerawoman does. Adding a scene with him would be a strong emotional moment. This scene could strengthen Camerawoman's motivation, lift the viewer's spirits, and remind us that besides Plungerman, she also lost Titan, another close friend. My team and I even created a poster imagining how this could look. It shows Camerawoman reaching out to Plungerman, who is standing on Titan's hand, ready for battle. The scene captures the moment she lets them both go into the fight. This would fit perfectly between episodes 50 and 51. After all, episode 50 didn't show Titan taking Plungerman, and in episode 51, he's already holding him. This scene could fill that plot gap. From her perspective, these characters are no longer alive, and Camerawoman is essentially avenging them. She loves reminiscing about the past, so this memory is likely something she plays over and over in her mind. But even with all this, we still don't have 7 extra scenes, and that got me thinking, could the remaining scenes be hidden within the episodes themselves? Mr. Boom did say he plans to tweak some episodes slightly. Let's see how this plays out. If you have any extra ideas, share them in the comments. See you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to subscribe.